So I've had a dream for a very long time of building a very nice, very clean OBS Ford. But I live in Canada, so that usually means one of two options. Option one, buy a rusted out shit box and hope it doesn't cost you too much money to make it nice. Option two, buy one that's not completely rusted out, but is gonna break your bank account. So when I found one of the cheapest OBS Fords I could find on Marketplace, I bought it. Now in hindsight, was this a good idea? No, but if y'all know me, good ideas aren't exactly my specialty.
Just secured the truck. It is cold as ever, probably windy as heck too, but we got it. I'm gonna go back home.
So the first thing I had to take care of after getting the truck back home was the rust. If you buy a truck from out of the province you live in, you have to get an out of province inspection, which basically means you have to have everything mechanically good with the truck and no serious rust. And after getting new fenders for it that ended up coming dented, which really sucked, I attempted to paint them myself, which was not a good idea. So after wasting way too much money on painting supplies, I took it to a paint shop. After that, I did manage to get the truck safetied, and for how much I bought it for, it only needed very minor mechanical things other than a high pressure oil pump, which I did not do myself because I didn't have the necessary tools at the time. However, the new fenders had some serious gaps and were about as thick as a pop can. Not to mention, the paint didn't match perfectly, but that's to be expected with no blending.
Also put some new seat covers in and cleaned up the interior a bunch. It was really, really bad. Got it fixed. Also fixed the door handle because that was broken. I have a new steering wheel cover to go on there. And I have a bunch of parts, 4-inch rough country lift. We may have new wheels coming for this. I may change these up. Now, one thing I did find when I took the bed rail topper bed things off the side of this is there's a massive freaking dent here. It was completely covered by the plastic. Now, one of the very first things I want to fix on this when I get the lift in is the frame. It is looking absolutely rusty. It is good though. The frame's solid. It's just looking very rusty. So we need to fix that, along with a couple other miscellaneous things, and it should be good to go. So I've officially started on tearing out the suspension on this thing so we can get the 4-inch lift on. However, everything's rusted, as I expected. Truck up on jacks, it's all ready to go. We've started working on the back here, and we got one side done. This side's still yet to go. Basically, I got all this painted so it looks a lot better. Got the frame painted too. The paint job's not perfect, but it's not gonna be a show truck, so doesn't need to be. I also just finished polishing all of this, so it looks a lot better. It was absolutely awful before, but now it looks so much better. You can actually kind of see your reflection in it. There's a lot of rock chips in that, so I can't get it perfect, but this part that was covered by the license plate, it actually looks not half bad. And I also polished this because it was all full of like a bunch of yellow crap and whatever, and it came out not too bad. And I polished the little letters in there, so they actually shine now. So all in all, it's coming out pretty good.
So after getting all the old suspension torn out and a new 4-inch rough country lift in, along with 35-inch tires and 20-inch wheels, this is pretty much how this truck sat for the next couple months. But I'm forever on Facebook Marketplace, and I managed to find a set of 39-inch boggers, which I couldn't really turn with the best, but hey, they looked cool.
Friends over at Dirty Diesel have sent us some parts for the OBS to make it look just a little bit better. Here we got an oil billet cap. A billet oil cap, as well as a brand new exhaust tip and a billet antenna, 50 cal, I believe. Now, Dirty Diesel has tons of parts for diesel trucks, gas trucks, anything motor-wise for any diesel truck, pretty much, they have it. So if you guys want to check out their website, I'll have their link down in the description, and you get a 7% off deal if you use that link, which goes a long way when you're building big diesel trucks. But for now, we're gonna get some cosmetics on this bad boy and spruce it up just a little bit. The exhaust tip on with just a few fingerprints on it, and we also got the bullet antenna on as well. So that's looking really nice. I really like the look of this thing, actually. And then we also went ahead and got the billet oil cap on there as well, which just looks kind of out of place in this engine, but it does look cool nevertheless. All right, so we got a little side project back from the paint shop here. The moon visor for the OBS here is getting done right now. I didn't film most of it, but we didn't end up drilling the holes. We did get silicone around 2 of them, but we're probably just gonna leave it because we have to take it back off because some of the lights on the visor there are burnt out and they're gonna take a while to get here, but we're just gonna get it on for video's sake. But we decided to go with rib nuts instead of self-tappers because they're just a lot easier to take off if you ever need to replace the windshield or you just don't want it on there. All right, visor's done. It went a heck of a lot smoother than I thought it would. All that's left to do is these lights, but I just wanted to get it on just to see how it fit and all that, which we got it pretty darn close. Like, I mean, yeah, that's about as close you're ever gonna get one of these. So all that's left to do is just get new lights for these and just drill a hole through here. But it now has the rib nuts in it, so if we ever want to take it off, it's super simple. Because I was reading online, if you ever want to take the windshield off, if you have one of these with self-tappers, it is a nightmare. So we went this way. Not a lot of people have done it this way from what I've seen online, so should work a lot better.
So it was at about this point where I thought I was pretty much near done with the truck after adding in some new clear headlights that I thought looked pretty dang good, taking off that old ugly light bar that was sitting on the front bumper, cleaning up the interior as much as I could without going too crazy with it. It was an old farm truck, so it needed a ton of work in that area with new seat covers and even a custom rear view mirror, but there was still one more addition that I wanted to make. Well, the boggers and steelies were super cool. They were super rough to drive on, and I had basically no turning radius. There was still one more thing I needed to add to get that old school look back.
So these are what I got. Uh-oh, we got a wheel running away on us. Hey, stop. Don't tip. There we go. Anyway, this is the new setup for the truck, and what I ended up getting was some 37-inch Toyos. And then I ended up getting also original Alcoa wheels. I also got them freshly polished, so they're all nice and shiny and all that good stuff. So these should be monsters on the truck. I should mention though, the amount of weight. Okay, it's not this one. Which one is it? It's this one right here. So to balance these out, it takes an absurd amount of weight because these are some big tires on some small wheels. So, I mean, they're gonna work, but that is a lot of weight. Like, it's stacked on there, but hopefully they should be nice and balanced.
So with everything on this truck to date, I can officially say this is very close to my dream OBS. I've had this truck since 2024 and it has taken me forever to get this video done, but this is the way the truck sits now.
And I didn't really do the best on documenting this whole series on this truck, so I'll give you guys one more rundown on everything that's done to this thing. I ended up tinting the truck since, and it's tinted in 5%, so it is very dark. 37-inch Toyo Open Countries on the stock 16-inch Alcoa wheels, 4-inch rough country lift, clear headlights, Lund moon visor, a bunch of super cool billet dirty diesel parts. I should also mention I do have this truck on 2 inches of spacers, so it does stick out a little bit. I like it personally. The cops, not so much.
Now, when I bought this thing, it obviously did not look as good as this, and I've put a considerable amount of work, even though it doesn't really show in the video, into making this thing as nice as it is, to me at least.
And this is a picture from when I bought the truck, and this is it now.
I still have more plans for this truck. I plan to change it yet again, even though it's perfect the way it is now. Anyways, hope you all enjoyed. Subscribe, and goodbye.